Hi team, welcome to this week's Teen, Adult, Senior Black Belt Track class for the week of February 13th. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna start with our natural stance. We're gonna snap to attention. I want you to spread your feet, make a fist, cover, bring your feet together, and courtesy bow. Relax stance, put your hands right behind your back, and repeat after me. To build true confidence, I must have knowledge in the mind, honesty in the heart, and strength in the body. Winners never quit. Quitters never win. I choose to be a black belt. All right, team, quick snap to attention. Tap on your right leg, go back to your guard stance. Bring your hands up into your guard. Team, what we're gonna look at next is we're gonna be working on our jab, but I want you to get into a boxer stance here. And today we're gonna be working on our intensity. So intensity really is about the measurable amount of force we're applying to a subject. Whether that's school or home or work or karate, make sure you're bouncing right now, team. Keep those feet moving, keep your feet light. You're on the balls of your feet, your knees are soft. You don't want to be straight legging in this. Hands are gonna be up. We're gonna keep our hands up in a guard, so our fist should be up around the level of our cheekbones or higher. We don't want them down here just around our neck, we want them up nice and high. From here, team, we're gonna start with a jab. When I say jab, just take your front hand, extend out, lock it, jab. And I want you to freeze for a moment. As you do the jab, you're gonna check to make sure your back hand is on your cheek. Your front hand is fully extended. Your palm is turned toward the ground. You're striking with these two big knuckles in your hand and come right back. As we're punching, it goes straight in and straight out. All right, team, we're moving around, bouncing our back to our boxer shuffle, right? And punch, right? And go right back and come back. Ready? And go. And right back. Ready? And go. And back. And go. And back. And try and keep this in a straight line. Don't bring your elbow up and then push it out. It's just going straight out, straight back. Ready? And go. Ready? And go. And switch. Try the other side. We're still bouncing on our feet. Remember, we're keeping our heels off the ground. We don't want to set down on our heels. We don't want to have our legs locked. We're keeping soft knees. We're moving, shuffling back and forth. Hands are up in our guard. Ready, team? And we're doing a jab. Ready? And jab. Lock it out for a second. Freeze. Look at where you're at. Look at what you're striking to. Are you striking toward their face, or are you striking off here to the air, right? You're striking to the center of the body every time. Come back. All right, team, ready? And go. And right back. Ready? And go. And back. Ready? Go. And right back. Ready? And go. And again, freeze just for a second and go. We want to work on that intensity on each one. Ready? And go. Oh. And right back. Ready? And go. And back. All right, and switch. All right, team. So working on the intensity this time as we do our cross. We're going to go out there and we're going to say soup on our cross. I want to hear you breathe it out here. I want to hear you breathe it. Actually, we're going to say asa on our cross. We're going to cross, go asa, and come right back. Things we're looking for on our cross, make sure we're bouncing a little bit. Keeping our legs moving the entire time, hands are up. When I say cross, we're going to rotate our body, drive that punch straight out, arms out, palm down, other hand on our cheek, then we're going to come right back. Right, team, saying asa each time, work on that intensity. I want you to be as loud as you can. Right? And go. Asa. Right? And cross. Go. Asa. Ready? And go. Asa. Right? And go. Asa. Make sure you can feel one on your cheek as you see that hand down in front of you. Right? And go. Asa. And switch. Other side. Still shuffling. Hands are still up nice and high. Ready? And we're still doing that cross. Right? And go. Go. Asa. Right? And go. Asa. Ready? And go. Asa. Driving that power into it. Ready? And go. Asa. And go. Asa. And switch. Go to the other side. This time routine, we're going to do two things. We're still moving our feet. Don't stop. So, still shuffling back and forth. Hands are staying up. We're going to do our jab. We're going to do our cross. And we're going to come right back. Ready, team? And then this one, we're going to say supasa. Really focus on that intensity. Try and get our volume, our breathing nice and strong. Ready? And go. Supasa. Ready? And go. Supasa. Go. Supasa. Go. Supasa. Go. Supasa. And switch. Go to the other side. Still shuffling back and forth. Ready? And go. Supasa. Ready? And go. Supasa. And go. Supasa. Go. Supasa. Go. Supasa. Last one, team. Ready? And go. Supasa. Quick, back to your natural stance. we're going to review our self-defense for this week, which is a two-hand push. So I'll do this turning from the side. So the idea here is someone's coming up here and they're pushing with both hands. They're going to push into my torso. So a couple of things to keep in mind, right? Someone has to be close to you to be able to push you or punch you or kick you. They have to be close to you. So if you find yourself in this heated conversation, voices are being raised, it's probably not a good idea to try and get nose to nose to this and be really close to them. You might feel like, oh, I'm controlling the position because I'm more dominant. I'm raising myself up. I'm trying to make myself a little bigger, a little stronger. I'm standing in front of them. Maybe I may be being a little intimidated. Maybe you might be, but in reality, you're making yourself a bigger target. So what we're going to do is we make sure we have some distance. So if someone's in front of me and they're yelling at me, they're hot about something, I want to move back if I can, right? I want to move back if I can. Even better, if I can put an obstruction between myself and them, a table, a car, a bus stop, a bench, anything like that. If I can put something between myself and them, it means they have to go through that to get to me. Right? So I'm in a much stronger position by having distance and by having an obstruction between myself and the person that's out there. I want to have my hands up in a neutral position if I can. If I know things are going to get heated, I'm going to put my hands up in a neutral position to try and keep them away. You notice how what I'm doing here is I'm blading my body a little bit. My body's turned sideways. My hands are up. And what I'm trying to do here is what we call this the fence. The bladed position here, my hands to the fence, because if someone needs to strike or get to me, they're going to have to move this hand out of the way. When they move this hand, it's a really great indicator that it's time for my other hand to work. I can try and trigger off that. But what we're going to do is we're going to assume we're trying to get some distance here, and maybe for some reason I can't, or the person gets hot and it catches me off guard. Maybe they were yelling at me, and I took a moment to glance at my phone. I got distracted, right? Those are always getting distracted is probably one of the worst things we do in a situation like this, but maybe that's what happened. So they're pushing, right? And they push, they're going to knock me back. And that's kind of the normal reaction. When someone pushes us, I'm not going to try and stand there and just lock it up and try and take that arm. I'm going to fall back as they push me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and fall back faster than they're pushing me so that I can push their hands down, right? So they hit me, I step back, boom, I knock their hands down, I knock them down. So they're pushing in, they're extending their arms out, I'm moving back away from them, I'm dropping their arms down, trying to pull them down. That should leave their head exposed. Super important when we're doing this. Do not stand there and throw your body forward and try and knock it down. If you do, you're most likely going to smack your face across the top of their head. That is not going to be very comfortable with it. You want to make sure you're moving back. They hit, you move back, boom, we're knocking our arms down. Coming down here, catching their arms, knocking them down as they're trying to make contact with us. From here, we can do heel palm, heel palm. I'm a huge fan of heel palms for close range. I prefer hitting somebody with the palm of my hand where it's padded across their chin or the nose. But we can also do a jab cross with this one too, right? From here, go jab cross, right? Or a combination of those two. We can do heel palm with the front hand, which is one of my favorite things to do, heel palm with the front, turn the head to the side, cross into the jawbone, the side of the head, and the temple, finish it off with that one. Right? Or we can even add a hook punch to it, or uppercut. We can add something else to it as well as we're going to with it. Right? We can add a knee. We can add a knee to this, right? We can go jab, cross, grab, and knee on top of it. We can add all types of things to it. First thing we need to do is make sure we get that distance and make sure we're staying safe. So again, let's do this I'll do the side. They push me. I step back with my right leg. It really doesn't matter which leg we step back with. I'll step back with my right leg. If you just step back with your left leg, perfect. It doesn't matter. We'll step with my right leg as they push. Boom, I'm shifting my way back. You notice my front foot slid back a little bit as well. As I'm stepping back, I'm sliding back a little bit, trying to get that distance, trying to keep my back upright. And I'm going to knock those arms down. Okay. Now from here, whatever leg's in front, that's going to really determine which hand I strike with. So I step back with my right leg, my left leg's in front, boom! Left hand to the face, right hand to the face, stop, stay back. See, we talk about intensity all the time. Intensity is that, again, that measurable amount of force we apply to something. If I'm telling someone to stop, stay back, I need to demonstrate that intensity right there because my voice is one of my greatest tools for self-defense. If I go back, hey, stop, stay back, they're not going to take me seriously. The odds are they're going to laugh and come right at me. But if I step back and go, hey, stop, stay back, there's a huge difference in just the tone and the volume that I meant to manifest, and the response from the attacker is going to be different. So we want to demonstrate that intensity in everything we're going to be doing. All right, let's do this again. This is our two-hand push from the front. Starting right here, they push. I step back, boom. I knock the arms down, keeping my back straight as I can. Eyes on them, jab, cross. I'm aiming for their head. I'm not going to waste effort trying to hit them in the chest. It's not going to stop them. I want to try and hit their head. All right, and I might do a hook. I might do a knee. Boom. Now stop. Stay back. as I get out of there. The techniques we do, the counters we do, depend on the situation, right? Depend on the situation. Striking somebody in the chest, awesome for tournament point sparring. This is our primary striking zone. Not so great in self-defense because the reason this is our primary striking zone in sparring is because it's easy to get hit here and walk away from it. Hitting somebody in the face, hitting somebody in the knee, hitting somebody across the elbows. Those are all strikes that we aren't allowed to do generally in tournament sparring because they risk a greater chance of doing harm to our opponent. They're more likely to stop them, and that's our goal. We want to stop them as we get away. One more time, team, ready? Right. Two-hand push from the front. We're going to step back. We're going to knock the arms down. We're going to jab, cross, stop, stay back, and we're going to move away from them. All right, team, back to our natural stance. Mr. Keegan and Mr. Jaden are going to come out here and demonstrate our two-hand push from the front. So, gentlemen, if I can come out here, please. So what we're going to do is, first of all, the attack we're doing is for a two-hand push. I'm just going to have him demonstrate the two-hand push. So Mr. Jaden is going to push Mr. Keegan and just do the push and just go back. So it's just that real quick push. And you notice what Keegan did is he took his hands and he slapped them down. That's our first thing. We're just, we see that push coming, we are dropping back, popping our hands down of it. From here, what's going to happen is he's going to do a heel palm with his front hand, heel palm with back hand. It's going to be our initial counter. Right? Front hand, heel palm, back hand, heel palm. And he's going to cover out, stop, stay back.
Stop, stay back.
Oh, yeah, I need you to do that again for me, a little faster this time. So again, he's going to push, he's going to do a heel palm, and he's going to cover out, stop, stay back. Perfect. So we're going to add a little more to this. We're going to take it to level 2. That's like a level 1. Let's take it to a level 2. Level 2 is we're going to do a jab, a cross, and a hook punch. So instead of doing our heel palm, we're going to switch that up to a jab, a cross, and a hook punch as part of our self-defense combination of the counter. So gentlemen, if you can go ahead and do this. So there, jab, cross, and hook, and then cover out.
Stop, stay back.
Awesome, and one more time. You're going to push, cover, there we go, and cover.
Stop, stay back.
Perfect. Last one we're going to do is we're going to take this to level 3. We're going to move it up to, instead of doing a hook punch, we're going to do a knee to it. So we're going to go jab, cross, grab what we can. We're going to drive our knee into the groin, to the side of the leg, into their stomach, into their head. Whatever target's available for it, we're going to drive that knee in. For our purpose today, we're going to do one knee, but again, in reality, we might do 2, 3, 4 knees, whatever it takes to actually get that impact into it. All right, gentlemen, if you do this nice and slow for the first one, he's going to do his jab, he's going to do his cross, he's going to grab the back of his head, he's going to drive that knee in, and then cover out.
Stop, stay back.
Awesome, right? And notice what he did is as he did that, he brought that leg back as he started to cover out. Let's do it one more time, a little faster.
Stop, stay back.
Very nice job, gentlemen. High five. Awesome, get back over there. All right, back to our natural stance. Everyone gather in. I want to tell you a story about this master lion tamer. So he works in this famous circus, and he's a couple years away from retirement. And he gets together with the circus and they decide it's time to start training the next lion tamer. Well, they bring in hundreds of candidates. And after some thorough testing, they pick one young student who they're going to choose to train. And at the first lesson, the master says, most courageous lion tamers use 2 tools to control, or tame that fierce animal prowling around the cage. A whip and a stool. Which of the 2 is the most valuable to the tamer? And the student replied, surely the whip. And the master shook his head. No, the most important tool is the stool. And more specifically, the 4 legs of the stool. And the student was a little surprised by this and he said, that's odd. Why is that? And the master said, a lion can easily overpower, maul, and even kill a person. However, it's only easy for the lion to do so if it can focus on that singular object, that person. The lion tamer uses the stool, as mentioned above, as a method of distraction. Okay, the lion, when faced with the legs of the stool, all 4 of them moving around, tries to focus on all 4 of them once. He doesn't see it as a chair; he sees it as 4 legs, as 4 individuals. And because he's trying to work on all 4 of them, he's confused. He's unable to focus. It just stands there. It's kind of frozen, indecisive. The lion tamer remains relatively safe behind the stool. To be successful, you need to learn to focus on one thing, giving your full spirit, your full intensity to that one thing. Here's some tried and true ways to improve your focus. Prepare a distraction-free environment. We know eating junk food or food rich in sugar makes you sluggish. While studies have shown eating a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, and proteins such as almonds, eggs, and lean meat have the ability to raise awareness and increase concentration levels. Follow a daily routine. Maybe a morning routine, maybe an evening routine, maybe a nighttime routine. But follow a routine, get into a routine. Take a nap or a planned break to help boost your concentration. All right, team, remember, for part of our Black Belt Excellence, we want to share this with somebody else. We don't want to just keep what we learn to ourselves. We want to share with those around us. Everyone back out to your natural stance. Everyone go grab your kamas. We're going to come out and do the opening for Kama Kata Ichi. All right, team. So kamas were ancient farming implements used in Okinawa. They were basically like sais. They're used to cut the rice. Any type of grain that's out there, you just go out there and just cut it across the ground. Very common, easy tools for farmers to carry around. We realized that in a period of time in Okinawan history where weapons were not allowed, things like swords were not allowed to be carried by people. So a lot of people started using the tools they normally had available to them on a regular basis to kind of make them become weapons. Hence, kamas. Right. So we're looking at kamas. Kamas are often used in pairs. As we're holding the kama, we are going to hold it, and I always think somewhere between 2 fingers and a hand width away from the bottom of this one, right? I don't want it more than 2 fingers close to the bottom, because if it's too close, my hand, it'll slip out of my hand. I don't want that to happen. I don't want my hand way up here in the center. I'm going to have it somewhere in the bottom. So again, it's not like holding like a baseball grip where I'm going to hold it with both hands. I want to make sure I have it somewhere between 2 fingers and the width of my entire hand across the bottom. The exact position is going to change for everybody. For me, I have some duct tape around the base of my handles. That tends to be a really good spot for my hands to go with. Again, depending on your size, the length of your weapon, your grip might change a little bit for it. It's perfectly okay. As we're doing our strikes, so keep in mind that these are metal weapons. So even though they are not sharp, we're not training with sharp ones, they do have a point to them. You need to be careful with this. As we're walking around the karate school, as we're moving from the karate school, if it's not in this case, we should be carrying it probably with both hands and carrying it across our body here, making sure we're staying safe with it. Don't just walk willy-nilly and swing it around, and don't spin it around as you're walking. We want to make sure we have it under control the entire time. All right, team. So we're going to start with our natural stance. We'll start right here. I'll turn it sideways so you can see me from the side. We're going to start with our natural stance. We're going to have our kamas in our left hand. And we'll start with our natural stance. Kamas are out. We're going to snap to attention. We're going to bow. We're going to bring the kama up. So as we bow, the kama comes up with us. We're going to take it with both hands. And I want you to stretch your arms out. Imagine you're the statue on top of a trophy. We're standing here. Our kamas are out, pointing to the side. Turn sideways here. We're up here. We'll kind of make this Y with our arms. And then we're going to circle down in front of us. And we're going to go down, and we're going to put it off to the side. So the blades are out. Blades drop high. Blades are down low. Okay? That's our ready position. From here, we're going to take our right leg. We're going to step forward. We're going to strike straight down to the head. And we're going to stay head on this. We're going to go head. And let's go back. Let's go back to the beginning of this. All right. So I find when I start out, the best thing to do is hold my kamas where I need them to. Make sure I start out in the right position. My hands are right. Snap to attention. So we're going to bring my left leg into my right. We're going to bow. Kamas come up. Up here. As we circle down, step out with your left leg. Kind of widen your stance out so you're more natural stance here. Step forward with your right leg and strike down. We're going to go head. Next move, team, we're going to do is we're going to do a block. We're going to strike around. So you're coming underneath your arm. So I take my kama. I'm going to turn it down so it's underneath your arm. I'm going to swing inward and around. So I'm doing this. I'll do it with so I'm mirroring you. We're going to go here. We're going to scoop underneath their arm and bring it up. So it's kind of a scooping motion as you're coming around, catching their arm and pulling it away. So that would be our second part of the move. That would be our second one. That would be our block. So again, let's go back to the beginning. So back to our natural stance. We're going to snap to attention. We're going to bow. We're going to come up. As we come up, all the way here, all the way down. Step forward with your right leg. We're going to go head. Then we're going to block, scoop down, around, kind of semi-circling around. Blades to the outside. Then we're gonna strike to the neck. We're gonna step forward with my left leg. My comma is coming around from the left side. As it does, there's an instance here where both commas are pointing to the left. And I'm gonna pull back. Circling around and pull back. Notice my right comma, the one back to my hip, comes all the way back, and the blade is facing the same direction. So as we're doing our strikes, whether it's a head strike or a neck strike or a waist strike, whatever our strike is, the blades point the same way. So as I step forward with my head strike, both blades are pointing down. When I step forward for my neck strike, both blades are pointing to the outside. The blades are pointing the same direction on this one. We don't want to have a point where our blade is pointing into the side, because if we were to fall or get hit, it might poke us, and we don't want that to happen. All right, one more time, team. Let's go through the beginning. Starting with our natural stance, we're going to snap to attention. We're going to bow. We're going to bring our commas up. We're going to create that Y trophy pose. We're going to go all the way down as we spread our feet out. On one, we're going to step forward. Two, we're going to block. Three, we're going to strike to the neck. All right, and then we're just going to recover. And that's the first three moves of Kamakata Ichi. All right, team, let's go and put our commas away. And everyone right back to your natural stance. For our senior black belts, that's first degree black belts and higher, we're going to work on the opening sequence of Kempo 6. So Kempo 6 is really a series of self-defense combinations that are strung together to form a kata. So the first two things that we're doing here, we're defending against a right hook punch or a right swing, and then a left hook punch or a left swing. So I would say like a hook punch coming this way, or like a slap coming on those along that way as well. So I'll turn sideways for this one so we can demonstrate the first part of it. We're not going to worry too much about doing it as a kata right now. It's going to worry about going through the basic self-defense aspects of this move right here. So imagine someone's throwing a right swing toward me. They're coming out here throwing that right swing. So what's going to happen is I'm going to step in. As I step in, I'm basically going to make a hammer and a blade with my hand. So I'm here, I'm stepping forward with my right leg as they're coming in, and I am going to chop to the wrist. I'm going to forearm to their upper part of their arm, above their elbow, right towards their bicep. I'm going to strike right there. So that's the first part of my move. So here, they're throwing that punch in. I step in, I strike. This is my block. From here, I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to slide down and chop right to the neck. Then from here, I'm going to continue my body rotation. All the way around. I'm going to heel palm to the face. Once I hit their face, I'm going to reverse my body rotation. My hands back to my hip. I'm going to uppercut into their stomach. So that is our basic techniques. I'll do it facing you so you can see it from a different angle. And again, I'm not mirroring for this one. I'm stepping forward with my right leg. They're doing a right hook punch. I'm stepping forward with my right leg. I'm going to chop and basically chop and hammer fist, but I'm striking with the chop. I'm striking with my forearm. I'm going to chop in. My hand stays up to cover. I might even grab. If it's a self-defense situation, I grab. For right now, I'm not going to worry about doing the grab. I'm going to chop, and then heel palm. My body rotates around. Hand comes around. I heel palm into the face. Okay. And then I get to drive my uppercut back into their body. All right. So doing it from the front again. Okay, this is the first part of our technique. So it's a right swing or right hook punch coming in. We're going to step in. We're going to block and chop. We're going to chop to the neck, heel palm to the face, uppercut to the body. The second one we're going to do is we're going to do from a left hook punch. Left hook punch is coming in. So they're punching from this side over here. So as the other punch is coming in, I am going to do a real quick parry. You know, the punch is coming in, I'm going to parry, so the punch is coming over this side. I take my left hand and parry with it. And I'm going to do my right hand, I'm going to do a brush block. So I'm going to push the hand out of the side and get this hand up here so it's safe, protecting my head. Then my right arm is going to drop down, boom, across their face. I'm from here, my hands are for the brush block. I'm just driving a hammer fist across their face, dropping the hand, horse stance, and I'm going to hammer fist into the groin. Look where my other hand is. It's up in a cover the entire time. So let's go back to our reset point. We're going to have our left leg forward, our right leg forward, our left leg's back. They're throwing a punch with the left hand side. I'm going to brush, parry and brush as it goes through the hood. And a brush block is really like you're combing your hair back. Parry, brush. From here, I'm going to drop my weight in, hammer fist across their face, continue that swing, hammer fist into the groin. And unlike our traditional self-defense techniques, we're going to stay back in this one because we're going to string all this stuff together. So let me do 1 and 2 together. We'll do the first two moves, right and left together. So from here, starting out natural position, right swing comes in, I step in, block and chop, shot to the neck, heel palm to the face, uppercut to the body, parry, rush block, hammer fist to the face, hammer fist to the groin, drop down that horse stance, and that's where we'll stop for right now. All right, team, everyone back out to your natural stance. Tension! Tap on your right leg, go back to your stance, go, Aya! Team, I want you to be nice and loud, nice and focused on this one. We're gonna do our jab. We're gonna do a little different though. Instead of just jabbing here, I'm gonna have you advance forward. You're gonna step forward in this, and you're gonna jab, and I want you to explode into it. You're gonna say soup on each one of those. Ready, team? Hands are up. Ready? And jab, go soup, and come right back. Ready? And jab, go soup, and right back. And remember, keeping those hands up, elbows in. Straight punches going all the way in, hands on your cheeks. Ready? And go. Soup. Ready, and go. Soup. And go. Soup. All right, team, and switch, go. From here, team, again, we're stepping in, we're doing that jab, hand snap in a guard, and they're gonna reset back to our starting point. Ready, and go. Soup. Ready, and go. Soup. And go. Soup. And reset right back to your start from and go. Soup. Go. Soup. And go. Soup. And switch, go. Team, this time we're going to step forward. We're going to jab and cross. So we're lunging with that jab. We're rotating with that cross. Back up massive provides the power for the jab. By rotation provides the power for the cross. Hands are up. All right, team. It's going to be soup asa on this one, right? And go. It's going to be soup asa. And come right back. Ready? And go. Soup asa. And back. Ready, and go. Soup asa. Make sure you look at where your hands are. Palm rotates all the way around to the ground. Ready, and go. Soup asa. Feel that hand on your cheek. Go. Soup asa. And back. And switch. Aya. All right, team. Front hand jab, back hand cross. Make sure you're doing that cross. You get that bi-rotation in there. Your back knee is coming into your front knee as you're rotating the body. Our belly button starts on one side, ends on the other. Hands are up. Ready, team? And go. It's going to be soup asa. Ready? And go. Soup asa. 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 All right, and switch. Go. Let's add some elbows to it, team. We're going to raise it up a little bit. So this time we're stepping in. Boom. Charging. Jab. Cross. Elbow, elbow. So as you're doing the elbow strikes, really focus on that bi-rotation. We're not just swinging your arms in. Thumb goes into the center of your chest, palm down. Rotate your body, striking with the edge of your elbow, not the inside and not the outside, just the edge. All right, team, back to our guard stance. Go. Jab, cross, elbow, elbow. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa. And then reset. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa. And back. As you're doing these elbow strikes, really think about where your hands are. Don't get in the habit of doing like the washing machines. One hand up. As the other hand goes around. We're still in that guard. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa. And reset. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa. And reset. Go. Soup, 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 asa, and reset, and switch, All right, team. Stepping forward with our back leg. So, left leg steps forward, left jab, right cross, left elbow, right elbow. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa, and come back. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa, and back. Ready, go. Soup, 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 asa, and back. Remember where your hands are. Keep focusing on them. Go. Soup, 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 asa. And back. Just pause for a second. Check your stance. Make sure you're doing okay. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa. And back. All right, and switch. All right, team. We're level 4 now. Level 4. This time we're adding a front kick to it. We're going to go jab, cross. Sorry. We're going to step forward. Jab, cross, elbow, elbow. Back leg's gonna come up, kick, reset back to where we started from. All right, team. Ready? Back to your guard stance, go. Ready? and go. Ready? Could be soup, 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 asana, and then back. And then reset back to our starting point. Ready? Go. Soup, 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 asana, and back. Watch your hands. Don't let your hands drop while you're kicking. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asana. Striking with the bottom of your foot. I want you to push forward, not with the toes, but with the bottom of your foot. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asana. And come right back. Make sure you get a good chamber in there. Chamber, snap, re-chamber back, and put your foot down. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asana. And reset, and then switch. All right, team, remember what we're doing. Stepping forward. Jab, cross. Elbow, elbow. Back leg kicked. Reset back to where we started from. Lots of soups and an asa at the end. Ready, hands are up. And go. Soup, 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 asa. And then reset. Ready, and go. Soup, 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 asa. And go back. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa. And then reset. Ready? Go. Soup, 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 asa. Last one, team. Ready? And go. Soup, 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 asa. Natural stance. Thank you very much for joining us for today's class. So remember, if you're doing this class for on-demand class credit, you are going to need to take a video of yourself doing the self-defense technique. This is our two-hand push. So you want to make sure you take a video of that. You just kind of step back, plop, jab, cross, stop, stay back. Super simple, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, stop. Share that with your online coach. Make sure you get credit for it. All right, team, make sure you're in natural stance. Snap to attention, face front and bow. Have a great day. AB, see ya.